Hey, Black Blockchain Consultants, it's your girl Cherie here, wanting to say, first of all, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays to everybody, and of course, a Happy New Year to you. So, because we're not having blockchain chat for the next couple of weeks, I did want to do a couple of quick videos for you. We're going to be dropping them over the next few days in order to get you prepared for 2020. So, before we get to the topic of the day, though, I want to ask everybody, if you are not subscribed to our channel, to please subscribe, please like the video. We are trying to grow our YouTube channel here. Okay, so there was this really interesting video that I saw, and I thought that it had a lot of implications for those of us who want to be entrepreneurs or want blockchain jobs in 2020. So what I want to do is show you the video, and then we're going to come back and have a quick conversation. So let me share my screen here, and here you go.
In the 70s, there was an experiment where they took a look at students, and the assumption was that there would be a positive correlation between the students turning in their assignments on time and wearing clean socks. But the results were absolutely the opposite. Indeed, the psychologist jokingly said, apparently the students could either get their homework done or change their socks every day, but not both. There was another experiment that took place in Baumeister's lab, where hungry students walked in, and some of them were allowed to eat freshly baked cookies, but others were only given radishes. And of course, these students had to exercise a lot of self-control not to eat the cookies, especially as the researchers left the lab and observed the participants through a hidden window. So after successfully torturing them, the researchers brought in these two sets of students and gave them an impossible puzzle to solve. And the results were quite fascinating. The group who'd been allowed to eat the cookies, along with a control group of hungry students who weren't given any kind of food, went on to work on the puzzle for 20 minutes. While the group who'd been assigned to eat the radishes and had already exercised their willpower earlier went on to work on the puzzles for only 8 minutes. And these sorts of experiments have been replicated over and over again. Turns out, if you walk into a mall and give people simple math problems to solve, the ones who've been shopping for much longer will give up on the problems much faster. So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, cool, these experiments are fascinating, or maybe you're bored out of your mind, but understanding the implications of these experiments can make you a lot more productive and completely change how you plan out your day, just like it did for me. So what are the implications? Well, one, you have to understand that you have a finite amount of willpower and it gets depleted as you use it. And two, you use the same stock of willpower for all tasks. A lot of people say things like, well, I have enough willpower to do my work, but I never have enough willpower for exercising when I come home. Well, it's not that you have a different stock of willpower for work and exercising. It's more likely that you've completely depleted your willpower at work, and now you don't have enough to go exercise. It's the same thing if we look back at the sock experiment. If you go to the laundry room for 2 hours and do your laundry, it's a lot harder for you to now get working on your assignment as opposed to a student who went straight to the homework. It's the same thing if you wake up on a Saturday and instead of doing your creative work first, you go grocery shopping. You have to make a decision for every little thing you buy, and you're probably familiar with the exhaustion that comes from shopping for a long time. Another person will wake up and start doing the creative work first, and he's going to get a lot more accomplished. So it's extremely important to understand how willpower works. The people who understand this are much more effective in life than the ones who don't. The author Neil Strauss, for example, has his meals automatically delivered to him. Now, a person who doesn't understand how willpower works might say, well, what a waste of money. You know what? That's stupid. I'm going to cook my own meals and save the $10 or whatever it is, except he'll deplete his willpower and won't be able to dedicate his time to writing as much. So in turn, he'll lose out on mastering writing. And even if you were to look at it purely financially, lose thousands and thousands of dollars in the end. So my hope with creating this video is that next time you wake up and your intentions for that day are to get things done, you won't start your day off with opening up Facebook the first thing in the morning and wasting willpower on whether you want to click on Britney's pictures first or the blog that's going to lie to you. You won't open up your email first thing in the morning and reply to every little thing before you make time for your creative work. You won't wake up and spend 30 minutes thinking about what you want to have for breakfast that day. In fact, You'll automate as much as you can, even if it has to be food being delivered to you like Neil Strauss, so you can focus on what is actually important. Because you realize that every unimportant thing you do depletes your willpower that you could have dedicated to the one important thing you most want in your life. Again, most people do not understand how willpower works, are completely wasteful with it, and are always unable to get things done. You have that understanding. Now, all you need to do is take a look at your day and see if you're honoring the science of willpower. Are you starting your day off by wasting time and willpower deciding what you're going to eat every morning? Or maybe it's time you go back to the board and do some planning. Are you saving your creative work for some time later in the day? Or maybe it's time that you realize that it has to come first. Are you focusing on accomplishing 20 different things? Or maybe it's time that you realize that that's realistically never going to happen, and it's time to pick the one important thing and do it well.
Okay, so that was the video. Let's have a discussion about this because you may be confused. Like, Cherie, that had nothing to do with blockchain. Like, girl, what's the problem here? Okay, it may not have anything to do with blockchain directly, but it does have a lot to do with your success as a blockchain consultant, whether you're looking for a blockchain job or blockchain-based business or investing in the blockchain. So the video started off with talking about the experiment with the cookie versus the radish and how much willpower it took for the people who ate the radishes. How much willpower it depleted so that when they were given some complex puzzles to solve, they were less able to solve them. They gave up, I think more than 2 times faster than the people that had the cookies. Now, I'm not telling you to eat cookies or anything like that, but what they're trying to say is the more willpower that you expend on other things, the less willpower you have for the important things. So with blockchain, we know over the next couple of years that blockchain is set to become, if we don't see mass adoption by then, it's going to be well on its way. So you really do have a couple of years to really make your mark within the blockchain industry. However, if you spend your time focused on things that are not as important in your life, then you will not reach the levels within blockchain and within the blockchain industry that you can reach. So what do we mean by that? Well, one of the things that you want to think about is what do you need to do in order to position yourself for your blockchain job or your blockchain business? Every morning when you wake up, are there certain things that you should be doing? And it was very interesting because we had our blockchain chat with Leroy Forbes Jr. And one of the things he said was read. And I tacked on something, read but act. Do something else, because a lot of us can read, but then we don't do anything with the information. So if it's read and then blog, become a thought leader in your industry, or read and then network within your city or within the use case that you want to make an impact on, or whether you're going to read and then make videos, like I do, or whatever it is, read and then, put together a resume that gets you that blockchain job. But there needs to be a task that you are focused on, and you want to be laser focused on whatever that task is within the blockchain industry. It may be read and then study so that you can learn Solidity as a programming language, or you can learn how to put smart contracts together, because smart contracts are going to be a huge industry in the next few years. So you may want to be at the forefront of knowing how to actually put those smart contracts together for people that will want to implement them. Whatever it is, you want to focus on that Preferably first thing in the morning. Now, for me personally, the very first thing that I do outside of, prayer and meditation is I go to the gym. But then after that, one of the things that was said in the video is they want us to, not focus on going and looking at email or looking at blogs or even looking at Block within Black Blockchain Consultants, but to focus on whatever that most important thing is for you. So it could be Flock, for example, because you could go to the Knowledge Center and see what the latest news of the day is. Or it could be your Google News, your Google Alerts that just has your blockchain news in there for your industry or for your use case. Whatever it is, you want to think about what that most important thing is and commit to it in 2020. Commit to that being your first thing in the morning. So that's number one, is figure out what the frog is and eat the frog. Eating the frog is an old Brian Tracy term. You can look it up, but eat the frog. Number two is get help where you need it. Get help where you need it. And that's where Black Blockchain Consultants comes in, is because we have conversations within BBC that changes and shifts your mindset. And we're going to start having more inner circle discussions that's really going to shift our mindsets and really position us to be owners within the blockchain industry. Okay. Number three is let certain things go. So I have this running joke. Some of the most successful men in the world and some of the most successful men that I know have housewives. And I thought, well, that's very interesting. Why do they have that? I'm not telling you to have a housewife, even though if there's a man out there that has money and they want to make me a housewife, I'm game, right? But, but the truth is, they're able to have their wives, take care of the cooking and the home and the food and all of that stuff, so they can focus on what they do best, which is getting out there and solving puzzles, strategizing, and making an impact, right? But, it may not be you and a husband or you and a wife. It could be you and a certain family member or you and a certain roommate. And I'm not saying, that person would just do your laundry and, clean the house. But, it could be that you hire somebody to help you with the housekeeping, or in the video they mentioned having somebody, make home cooked meals for you, whatever it is. Or you may schedule out. You may say, you know what, Monday through Friday, I know it's going to be boring, but Monday through Friday, I'm going to have oatmeal and eggs every day. And that decision is made, whatever it is. The video was just really great at helping us understand that you have a finite amount of willpower, and blockchain is changing so fast. There's so much happening that if you really want to make it to the tippy top of this industry, you're going to have to put in time, and that's going to deplete a lot of the willpower. If you want a new blockchain job and you want to excel at it, same thing. It's going to deplete a lot of your willpower to excel at that. So then you start thinking, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds and I want to learn how to play the violin and I want to do, climb Mount Everest with my kids and all of that. It's just not going to work. So I'm interested in what you think. Please leave a comment with regards to this. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you are not a subscriber to the BBC channel. But let's have a real conversation about this, because what we're talking about is not just blockchain. It really is about making us the best entrepreneurs, best employees, and best blockchain investors that we can be. And this video is a part of that. So with that, I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and leave your comments with regards to what you think about this video. Okay, take care. Have a great day.